Knowing how to retrieve and interpret the results of the PEDS test is important in providing a more focused well-child visit. By utilizing the PEDS test, healthcare providers are also able to shorten the length of well-child visits by approximately 2 minutes, as PEDS Online bypasses all time needed for scoring and the writing of any necessary referral letters. To maximize these time-saving properties, the process for retrieving the results of the PEDS test and how to interpret the results will be outlined in this video. If the parent completes the PEDS test electronically, PEDS Online will automatically send an email to the provider alerting them that the results have been scored and are available electronically. If the parent completes the PEDS test on paper, the answers provided may be input into the PEDS Online portal by medical support staff on the day of the well-child visit to generate electronic scoring. To retrieve scoring results, the healthcare provider must visit www.4path.org/myadmin. To log into the PEDS Online MyAdmin portal, the healthcare provider must first input the username and passcode specific to their pediatric practice. Once the provider has accessed the MyAdmin portal, they will encounter a screen that looks similar to the one shown here. Along the left-hand side of this home screen, the healthcare provider will encounter a menu box entitled Get Screens. In this menu box, the provider has the option to show all completed screens or to search for specific screening results. To see the 100 most recently completed screens, the provider may also select Most Recent. Should the provider select Most Recent, he or she will be able to view the child's name, test date, child ID if applicable, and the child's date of birth. Next to this information, PEDS Online summarizes the results of the PEDS test as well as any supplemental developmental screens completed by the parent. To view a more complete testing report, the provider should proceed by selecting the name of the child whose results they wish to review. The PEDS test report includes the child's personal information, the measures taken, and brief results for each developmental screen completed. In this report, PEDS Online also offers recommendations on how to proceed with monitoring the child for developmental delays, as well as whether the child should be referred for further screening. At the end of this report, PEDS Online provides a link to both a parent summary and information sheet and a provider referral letter if necessary. The parent summary and information sheet summarizes the child's developmental screening results. It outlines for the parent where their child is making appropriate progress, in addition to any areas where developmental delays may be a concern. The parent summary sheet also explains to the parent any necessary next steps for assessing their child's development and where they can find helpful links to address any health questions they may have. The provider referral letter is generated based on the results of the screens administered, if further screening is recommended. This letter explains whether the child is at low, moderate, or high risk for developmental and/or behavioral delays, and clarifies which specific domains need further assessment. Finally, the referral letter summarizes what should be included when screening the child further, and who to contact if the child does not qualify for local intervention or special education programs. Once the PEDS test has been scored, PEDS Online provides results and recommendations that correspond to a specific path. In total, there are 4 paths: Path A, high risk; Path B, moderate risk; Path C, elevated risk; and Path E, low risk. Each path will now be explained in more detail. Path A represents children who have a high risk of developmental problems, as 50% have disabilities or substantial delays. In all Path A cases, vision, hearing, and lead screening is recommended. The MCHAT is also recommended for all children on this path if age appropriate. In addition, Path A splits into Path A1 and A2. Path A1 indicates the need for a speech-language evaluation, whereas Path A2 indicates the need for testing by a developmental or school psychologist. In some cases, children on Path A will not be found to have disabilities. However, these children are still likely to have below-average performance and should be referred to early intervention. Similar to Path A, Path B splits into Path B1 and B2 and represents PEDS test results that are of moderate risk. The PEDS DM and MCHAT, if age appropriate, are recommended for all children on Path B. Children on Path B1 have parents with health-related concerns. Because there is a moderate association between health problems and developmental problems, it is also wise to monitor development more vigilantly in these children. Children on Path B2 have parents with at least one predictive developmental concern and often numerous behavioral concerns. A prompt referral is only needed for children on this path with missed milestones on the PEDS DM, unless there are psychosocial or health risks to suggest otherwise. Path C represents elevated health risk for behavioral or mental health problems. Path C1 is for children over the age of 4.5 years, and Path C2 is for children under the age of 4.5 years. Only 5% of these children are anticipated to have developmental disabilities, although approximately 25% have emotional and behavioral difficulties. For this reason, additional screening with the PPSC-17 is recommended for children on Path C1. The best response with parents of young children on Path C2 is counseling them about their concerns. Finally, Path E is for children whose parents have no concerns. Clinical judgment is most important with children on Path E, especially if a problem is suspected. If all milestones are met on the PEDS DM and the MCHAT is passed, however, it is highly likely the child is progressing well.